Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this. I'm doing something tonight that I am extremely excited about. I've seen pictures on, well, social media, and there's this page I'm a part of on Facebook that I saw a couple of these pictures show up, and I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. Like, that's something you used to see back in the old days, and now you're seeing it to start to come more popular these days. So I wanted to do it. I think it would look really cool in my car. So if you guys notice, this might give it away, but my car is currently sitting in the garage with something missing. And what would that be? Well, tires and wheels. As you guys know, and probably a lot of you guys are probably wondering, Doulop, you just put your tires and wheels on a couple weeks ago. You just got new tires. Why are they off again? Well, to do what I'm about to do, I wouldn't have to take them off, but in order to be able to do it and not get like sore or just have it be more comfortable and easy to do, I decided to take them off the car and to do what I'm going to do next. Based off the title of the video and the thumbnail, I'm sure you guys know what I'm doing, but I am going to do something to my car that I'm really excited about because I think it's going to change the looks a lot. And it will be done before the Corvettes of Carlisle, which is in 1 week from today. Today is a Friday. You guys are watching this. If you're watching it the first day it went up on YouTube, it's Monday. So if you are watching it today, Monday, Monday. The Corvette show starts this coming Thursday, or Fridays is what day. I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday. I'm going to do this, guys. It's going to kind of like a tutorial video, also at the same time to show you guys how I'm doing it. My very first time doing this, so let's get started and see if we can make this car look even cooler than it already does. Alright, so there's different ways you can do these tire letters. There's the kind of tire letters you can buy that are actually the full letter that you glue onto your tire, and they do look really, really good, but they were 150 bucks, and I was not ready to spend that for this. So I actually got these tire ink pens. Now, I've read good and bad reviews about it. One of the bad things is that it doesn't last near as long, of course. And then after you drive on for a while, they kind of crack because it's paint. But I have also read that even when it's cracked, but unless you're up close to it, you really can't see it. And for $12 a pen, I was like, you know what, it's well worth it for me. I'll just try it. If you don't like it, you can use acetone to take it back off. But the reason I mentioned acetone before is because you want to buy some acetone. You can get that anywhere. I got this at Walmart in particular. And I'm going to be coloring in the word Nitto and NT555G2. Now, you see how these letters here are like recessed or like underneath the surface, and they have these little ridges in it? From what I've seen online and heard, it's a lot more difficult to do those, and unfortunately, this tire is pretty much all that, except for the G2. The G2 is the only thing that sticks out, so the smallest part that I'm doing is going to be the easiest, which sucks, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now is get some acetone and clean off the tires. You want to get the tires as clean as you most possibly can, because if you get any kind of black on the tip of the marker, it's going to put, instead of the ink being white, it's going to be gray, and you don't want that. So, and then luckily for me, since these tires are brand new, and I've already put dressing on them one time, so there's not going to be a lot of stuff to take off, which is good, because they're about old tires. I never ever would have even considered doing this, because there's probably like 20 layers of dressing on there that would have taken forever to come off. But if your tire is a little more older and had a couple of layers of dressing, you're definitely going to want to scrub really good. I'm just using a t-shirt and acetone to get that off, and you might want a toothbrush to help get in all the little ridges and stuff. Alright guys, so basically, I'm sure you guys all know how to do this. You just want to get your rag a little wet with acetone, and this stuff dries pretty quick, but where the letters are that you're going to be cleaning, you just want to take this over as best you can. As you can tell, the acetone evaporates as soon as you get it on there, but that's just how it is. But as you can see here, it's pretty black, so you want to do it several times until the black is pretty much gone, or the black is pretty much all gone. So I'll just flip it over here again and do the other side. This is probably going to take a little while, but of course I'm not going to show you guys the whole thing, because that would just be boring and probably a 5.5 hour video. Alright guys, so now once you get the ink pen out of the wrapper, you're going to want to shake it. You can hear something in there rattling. Now, the nice thing about these is they come with like one tip, but both sides you can like flip it around. So like the tip that's on here now is the, as you guys can see, it's kind of like a pointed tip, like almost like a Sharpie. And then if you flip that around, it's just round. It's for bigger areas. I've already tried this, so I already got that part done. But when your pen's brand new, you want to get this tip will be yellow, and you just want to push it on the cardboard until you see ink starting to flow out. Once you see ink start to flow out, like you can see there, you're ready to go. So the first thing you want to do, this is probably going to be a lot more difficult than I was expecting, but obviously like this solid black part in the center, I don't want to get ink on, but the ridges I do, so I'm just going to start here by doing this. If you guys do get it on the raised part, you can always take it back later with like a razor blade and scrape it off. It's not that big of a deal. But the first thing you want to do is go around the entire like edge of the letter, so you know for the rest, like where the ink needs to go to. And this is a lot more tedious than I was expecting. I don't know why I thought it was going to be easier, but I did. Once I got the letters that side done, then you get a lot easier. You can just kind of do this, and you want to keep shaking the pen every once in a while to get the ink, to keep the ink flowing. And you want to put 3 coats on here. The instruction says that once you get a letter done, to go ahead and do the rest of the tire and possibly another tire, and then come back and do a second coat and then a third coat. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. This is going to be an all-nighter, so hang in there, folks. And as you guys can see, I got one letter done there. That is the O in Nitto. Now the edges aren't real precise. You're not really going to be able to get them precise with the pen. But from a distance, it's going to look pretty good, especially like a car show or something like that. The second and third coat will look much better. You know, the more you put on, the thicker the paint's going to be, so it'll look better. But I'm going to go ahead and do the N-I-T-T-O here, and the N-I-T-T, and we'll be done with this word here. All right, guys, what do you think? That's one coat of just that first word there. Now you can see the edges are a little not perfect. This is a lot harder, guys, than I thought. I mean, you can see how small the letters are compared to my finger. Like, definitely not easy. Something that really helps me is before I was working, well, same place, but before I was doing what I'm doing now, I was actually a welder. That's how I kind of got started with my current job. So I have very steady hands from being a welder for several years. But this is not an easy job. I'm only one word in, and I still have 3 more tires to go, plus the top of the tire, or the bottom, or the side, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But we'll get there. It just takes some time. It's really tedious, but I think once I get the second and third coat on there, it'll probably look a lot better. But time will tell. So, yeah. I wanted to give you guys a real quick glimpse of the sunset right now. If that ain't beautiful, I don't know what is. You guys can see it's reflecting on my mom and dad's pool. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's all I can say. Alright, well, so as you guys can see, I now have the NT555 first coat put on as best I can. Now you're probably wondering why the G2 isn't done. Well, I have a good friend of mine who I work with, and when I was talking to him about this project probably about a month ago, I showed him what my tires look like and showed him what letters I wanted to do, and he said, you know what would make it look really cool? Why don't you make the G2 in red? I was like, you know what, that's a really good idea, because the calipers on my car are red. The rear letters that spell Corvette are in red. So this would kind of be really good to like set it off on the tires as well. My Can Cook, they have white and red. As you guys can see up here from my old tires, well, these are orange actually, but on tires this is usually red, and that's white of course. But I'm going to make this G2 that you see right there in red, and I will show that to you here in about 1 second. Alright guys, gotta be honest, putting the red letters on G2 was an absolute epic idea, Kevin. Thank you so much. You guys are gonna like this, I hope. Check this out. That looks awesome. Once I get all 3 coats on there, like, there's a picture of the tire now from like the entire, what it's gonna look like, but man oh day. That looks epic. I love that. And dude, these letters, I literally did that G2 probably in less than 30 seconds to a minute because it's so much easier that it's raised. Like you can just see how much nicer it looks than this. But wow, that looks awesome, dude. Kevin, thank you so much. I knew we were good friends for some reason, and is because I knew all along you'd help me out with these tires. So, thanks, man. Alright guys, I just said to you guys how easy it was to do this red. I want to show you guys how easy this is to do the red compared to the white. Yeah, if the whole tire was done with the raised letters like that, I'd probably be completely done with all the first coats, but I'm only done with the first coat on 2 tires. But check this out. Literally just start here and just drag right across. That's amazing. So much easier than the letters that are inside, like that are recessed. And there you go, that's one coat with the red. Pretty impressive. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update here that this stuff makes you feel pretty good. It's like, wow. Alright, update. I got the 3rd tire done now with the first coat. As you can see, I got that one done, this one done, and that one. I still have that one back there to do. But I'm getting a little better at it as I go. It just takes a lot of practice, but as I said before, I think the 2nd and 3rd coat's going to go a heck of a lot easier, which is good because this is my hand's starting to cramp up. I haven't really used a pencil shaped object for quite a long time, for an extended period of time. So my hand's cramping up. I feel like I'm in school again, but we'll get there. Alright guys, that does it for the first coat on all 4 tires. So I have this one and I have all 3 of those over there done with the first coat. Now what I'm going to do is go back to the very first one I did, which I did that one first, this one second, 3rd, and then of course 4th. And I'm going to go back to that same exact order and do the 2nd coat. Sorry, a bug. Do the 2nd coat. And then start all back over and do the 3rd coat, and then it should be legit and look legit and just be a legit project. But we shall see, because again, this is a lot more difficult than I expected. But as you guys saw there from the time lapse, it looks like I was pretty focused. That's because I was. You kind of have to be. You just have to kind of like stare at the letters and just really focus on the tip of the pen, and just really make sure you're getting it the right spots. And like the hardest part, like, you guys can see how small this little black line is right here that's not being colored. Like, you really have to pay attention because, as you can see, they're not all perfect. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely nothing that you guys can't do. But if you don't have a sturdy hand, you definitely don't want to do it. It would probably be worth your time to pay someone to do it or buy the actual letters that you glue on. Which in the long run is the better way to do it. Like I said, it's 150 bucks for the Nitto set from TireStickers.com. So if you want to do that, it'd be a pretty awesome look. It would probably look a little better than this, but this was a cheap way. I got 2 white pens and 1 red pen, and it was $36 or $12.99 a piece. I think it was $36. But they tell you that 1 pen will do all 4 tires, top and bottom, like I'm doing, and I find it hard to believe, although I did do the first coat with 1 pen. So I have no idea how much left in here, but we'll see. I'll keep going until we run out of ink. So I'm going to get the 2nd and 3rd coat on here now, and I'll let you guys see what it looks like when it's done. But I did roll one of the tires down the driveway before the sun actually went down, and like watched it spinning, and I had a huge smile on my face because it looks epic. I got the 2nd coat on here. It definitely goes on much easier. As you guys can see, it does look a little darker now. I'm definitely going to have to get back over it with a little, as you guys can see, I got a little bit of white in there with that black line missing. I'm going to have to go over it a little bit with a razor blade and kind of clean it up as best I can. But that shouldn't be too hard. But this is the 2nd coat. I'm kind of surprised because it's probably been an hour in between the first coat and the 2nd coat, and some places where I would put the ink, it was still tacky and damp from before. It is pretty warm out. It's really humid, which is probably a little bit of the reason why it's not drying very well. Yeah, so whatever. But it's going on a lot better than the first coat. It's definitely. I just did this entire tire probably within 10 minutes, whereas the first coat took me like, I don't know, 20 minutes to a half an hour on the first time. So yeah, we're getting there. So now I have the second coat on the first tire, and we still got a good ways to go. All right, folks. I just want to apologize because I know this video is kind of different. Like you're not really seeing me do the work, but it does take a lot of detail and attention. I really just want to focus on getting these things that look as best I can. Because of the humidity, I know you guys can't feel it, but it is super humid right now. So I put a fan here, and I'm letting the next one in line like blow dry for like 10 to 15 minutes before I could do the second or third coat, because after I did that first coat, and the first one I did, after I did the second coat on the first one, how I told you guys how it was kind of tacky. I don't want it to be like that for all of them. So what I did was sat each tire there for about 10 to 15 minutes before I put the second coat on. But at this moment in time, the second coat is on all four of them. The second coat is on all four of them, like I just said. And really happy. Like from a distance, guys, they look factory. Honest to God, they look factory. Not up close though. I mean, you have to expect it not to be perfect. I mean, I'm drawing with my bare hands, but from a distance, they're going to look really, really good. If you guys do come to the Corvettes at Carlisle show, which I know a few of you guys are coming, and again, I would love to meet you guys. Please feel free to find the car and look at it and like look up close. Please don't touch it, of course, but feel free to look with your eyes and you can see exactly what it looks like. The next thing we're going to do after I get the fourth coat on, which right now I'm letting all the tires sit for about a half an hour. My mom and dad went in to get some coffee ready for us. We're going to drink some coffee and wait about a half an hour, and then I'm going to do the third and final coat. And surprisingly, guys, I'm still on pen number 1, so I have done 2 coats on all 4 tires, everything that you see there, and it's still going. So I guess what they advertise is correct. 30 minutes from now, we will do the third coat, but for you, a few seconds. I just got the third and final coat done on the last tire. As you guys can see, as I told you guys before, I do have to get a little razor blade here and clean off some of the excess here. As you guys can see, there's some white there on that black line where it's not supposed to be. This actually is not going to be too hard to do. I tried it earlier and it worked really well. But since it is dark outside now, I'm not going to show you guys what they look like on the car tonight. I'm going to put them back on the car tonight and put it away, and then tomorrow I'll come back over when it's daylight and show you guys what it looks like. But for this, all we got to do is get a brand new blade, and I just want to scrape this, as you guys can see, right across the surface. See how it comes right off like that. It's still a little damp, and I don't really want to do this when it's damp, but show you guys how easy it is to scrape off. It's coming off pretty nice. I'm going to wait till this is a little drier to do this, but you guys get the picture. Well, guys, we had a slight change of plans. Remember I mentioned to you guys how it was like really humid out here and like the paint was kind of tacky still? Well, because it's so humid, as you probably all know, if you're not from a humid climate, you might not know, but when it's humid, things don't tend to dry very well. Prime example, if I try to polish my car when it's humid, like you might as well forget about it. You put the polish on to wipe it off, it just smears and smears and smears. It's terrible. That's why I hate summer, hate humidity. It's terrible. Today it actually wasn't humid at all, but the humidity has really set in tonight, and it's supposed to be really bad tomorrow. But because of that, the paint's not drying, therefore I can't scrape it. I just showed you guys how I was trying to scrape it, and what's happening is the pieces that are scraping off are falling into the wet, tacky paint. I don't want that to happen, and I had them sitting there with a fan on for about an hour, and they're still not dry. So, yeah, I have some pretty awesome parents. You're probably wondering, where's your tires at? Well, they are not here, and they're not on the car. And as most of you guys know, this time of year, houses have air conditioning inside, which is a little better for drying. So if you take a look inside here, what is this? Yes, that's right. My amazing parents are like, hey, why don't you just bring your tires inside and sit them inside for the night, and they will dry because, you know, there's air conditioning coming out of that vent right there, which is pretty awesome. But since you guys can see them in a better light now, I have to say that from a distance, they look really, really good. Almost like they came like that from factory. Now when you're up close and personal with them, you can see a little bit of the runs and stuff there, but I'm going to take care of that tomorrow by using the razor blade like I showed you guys and scrape off the edges. But this is pretty awesome. This is literally in my parents' kitchen. There's a stove, there's a refrigerator, there's a manger scene because, you know, it's Christmas time. But yeah, so this is where they're gonna be for the night. And then tomorrow I'm gonna come over and pull these back outside when at that time they'll be dry, scrape them off, get that on video, and then show you guys what they look like on the car. And I think you're gonna like it. I haven't even seen it yet, but seeing what they look like on a kitchen floor, I can't even imagine how they're gonna look on a car. And I'm excited to see if you guys like them too. So I'm excited for your excitement, and I hope you're excited for my excitement. That just got weird. Never mind. Alrighty folks, this is the next morning, and as I said earlier, I was going to scrape off the paint, and you can see here I've already gotten this nice and black here. And it comes off very easy, and then once I get it off, I kind of just brush over it. And the paint is completely dry this morning. Being in the house last night really helped a lot. But you can see here I'm just kind of scraping this paint off with this brand new razor blade, and it just wipes right off. Pretty neat. Pretty darn neat. And as you guys can see here now, a lot of the black line that goes out through the nitto is completely clear now. I got all that cleaned up as best as I could. It's not perfect, guys, but again, it's just, you know, free-handed with a marker. So I'm gonna go around the tires and do all these now. It won't take me too awfully long, but once they're all done, I'll put them back on the car. And now I seriously can't get over how good these things look, guys. I'm excited to see them on the car for sure. All right, I just got this here done. As you guys can see, it looks a lot better. You can actually see the lines in between the fives a lot better. See this section like right here, guys, where like a little bit of the paint's up on the edge. That you really can't help that. The reason for that is like when you're putting the ink on there, if you have a little bit too much ink at one time, it kind of puddles out real fast and just overflows, but there's really no way to get over that. But the G2 looks amazing, of course. But there we go. I got this one tire done now. Got 3 more to go, and we're almost there. Alrighty folks, the tires are all done, polished, put back on the car. I told my dad I have not been this excited for a change to the looks of this car for a long time. I mean, the rear window tint was epic and I love that, made the car look a lot better, but this for some reason, I know it's not gonna last forever because it's just the paint kind, but whenever the paint wears off and I have to get something new, I'm definitely getting the stickers because they look legit. Check this out. See it? There it is. Look at that. And this one back here, woo! Looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. It looks pretty legit. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot believe how good this looks. Holy crap. Look at that. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this looks amazing, or is it just me? Because I can't believe how good this car looks. Again, this is my own humble opinion, but wow. Holy crap. Holy crap, I can't believe how good this looks. It looks better over here because the sun's actually hitting this side. But holy cow. Just look at that. Just look at it. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. If you guys come to the Corvette show and want to check this out, please come by and check it out. I am super excited about this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, guys, okay. I know I'm a little excited, but I should be, right? I should be. I did that. Anyways, I'm gonna get some glamour shots here and throw them up here for you guys with some music in the background because this is epic. Alrighty folks, the car is back inside of her little black enclosure here, as you guys can see. For some of you guys who have not seen my videos before, this is where I keep my car. It's a little enclosure I built inside my garage, well, it's my parents' garage, to keep the car from getting dust on it without having to actually put a car cover on it because they scratch. Anyways, the car is back in her enclosure. Car looks good, great. I'm so happy with it. As you guys can tell from my giddy little smile, I'm super pumped. This is like a schoolgirl. I'm so happy. Let me know what you guys think of the car. Like I said, you can buy stickers, which are more expensive, or the paint. The paint is a lot harder to put on, as you guys can see. But I just wanted to kind of do it that way first instead of spending $150 to see if I actually liked it. I love it. So next year, if I go to do this again, I would definitely be getting the stickers. Is it an easy job? No. I'm not gonna say it's a 10 out of 10 as far as 10 being the hardest. I'd probably give it a 6.5 to 7. It's not hard, it just takes a lot of time. It's very tedious and you have to be very patient because you really just have to be focused and do it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. I hope it helped you guys make a decision whether or not you're thinking to get the pens or get the tire stickers. Excuse me. So anyways, if you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Take care now. See you later. Bye. Okay, because you guys, okay. Here, but just wait my shadows. How bad are the shadows? It's really dark. So, I just got the third coating. My gosh. Not from a humid climate, humid